You're welcome back. Now, Ghana will continue to suffer from the effects of climate change and environmental degradation if the institutions mandated to protect the environment remain government bodies. And that's according to the Okyehene, Osadefo Amutia Ofoepenyi II. Now, he's been speaking on the sidelines of the Ghana Institute of Health and Safety Professionals Summit held on Friday in Accra. The Okyehene pointed out that the institutions such as the EPA cannot operate effectively if they are not independent.
EPA cannot be under the Ministry of Environment. The Mineral Commission cannot be under the Ministry of Lands and Forestry. There has to be an independent, autonomous body as a regulator. The ones who may have the courage to tell government that this policy is not going to go. This is wrong. So all these regulators, if they did what they're supposed to do, it won't happen the way it is happening. That's also regulators have to be independent from the policymaker. If the policymaker is one and the same as a regulator, it doesn't work. Who's checking who?
Well, Osadefo Amutia Ofoepenyi also called on Ghanaians to speak up and hold their leaders accountable when they notice incidents which are clearly detrimental to the environment and their livelihoods.
We can't remain here. We can't be the richest continent on the face of this earth and at the same time be the country that we found Ebola. We cannot be the cradle of human civilization. And in this city right here, 35% of homes don't have toilet facilities. Every time you wake up in this country, there's some filling station being mounted somewhere in our city. Sometimes you see it and it defies logic and reason in residence where people live. And when people lodge their complaint, you're always told orders from above. What we're doing in this city with filling station, we are preparing our people one day, and I don't mean to be a person, something is going to happen. Every corner. You all know who was given the permit. Are they made to do this? And the citizens are helpless. We pushed this forward to 1992. And we decided that we were going to have a system where we will have a say in how we are governed. Democracy. That's what we did. And no longer will somebody sit and dictate to us what they want. We want to participate, so we set up shop for democracy. And we vote for people to manage our affairs. Only in this part of the world, your democracy starts and ends at the ballot box. They're all you. Nothing you say matters. Because in other places, this filling station business will not go on. Housewives and mothers and men will demonstrate to hear me and say, we will not allow this filling station to get on, and that will change. Not here. All this from above. But I've watched that democracy that I'm talking about has in it the freedom of speech. That's a key ingredient. Now, freedom of speech as a doctrine does not stand by itself. In it, hand in hand with that freedom, is the right to be heard. When you speak, somebody ought to listen. It is called participatory democracy. When we speak here, no one listens. But I'm here this afternoon to tell you, professional men and women who gathered here, knowledgeable in your own ways, that we cannot be silent to the cry of poor folks. That this was not set up our forebears only to benefit the privileged few. So we have to speak. Speak when you see an injustice. Speak when you confront wrongdoing. Speak when you have to condemn corruption. Speak. Your voice may not be recognized. Your voices may not be.
And that's Osadefo Amotia Ofrepenyi. Meanwhile, an occupational hazard specialist is calling for a national law to consolidate the health and safety regulations in the country. Joe Steve Annan believes that the lack of a single legislation makes it difficult to effectively monitor the health and safety policies of public and private companies.
Health and safety regulations that we have in Ghana are a lot, but in pieces. And all of them are not under any specific organization. They are fragmented. You know, the Ministry of Manpower and Labor has the Labor Act, a small section there. We have the Factory Offices and Shops Act being run somewhere. The Inspectorate of Minerals Commission has a LI 2182, which has a section applicable for the mining section. We have the Radiation Protection Bid under Ghana Atomic Energy Commission, and we have the pesticides and stuff under EPA. So imagine, and I've not finished, it's a lot. So who is running health and safety? Everybody is running, so there's no control. So the nation has to get a health and safety policy and a particular institution responsible for managing health and safety in Ghana. That institution will have to plan, implement, check, audit, monitor, and review health and safety systems in Ghana. As I speak, we don't have national health and safety policy.
So does that imply that all the companies in Ghana, both in the public and the private sector, they do not have any such regulations at their buildings?
It doesn't imply so. Different companies have different systems. If you find yourself working for an American company, they will be working with the OSHA and the American standards. If you find yourself working for a British company, they will be working with the British standards. If you find yourself working for Australian company, you'll be working with Australian standards, all of them in Ghana. So it's actually confusing because, of course, American standards not the same as British standards, not the same as South African standards and the rest. But what do we have in Ghana as for Ghana? Okay, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. We can cut and paste, but cut it correctly and paste it correctly. Make people responsible and accountable for implementing them. Without having anything Ghanaian, every company comes in and that's what he likes.
Joe Steve Annan there. And it's now time for sports, and Asari Bediako joins us now.